So we are officially in October and I have been in a reading slump for the last 9 months. This month I've decided to take it easy and pick out a couple of different genres so that way I can mood read and just see how I feel. So come on along and pick out my TBR for October. For October, I do realise it is Halloween. I don't really have any fall books. I've probably got one that I'm going to read that's probably fall kind of related, but I've got a few to pick from. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to actually read in October because I do have family coming. It might be a bit of a busy month, but we're going to try. So pretty much during the day, I read my physical books, and then at night on night feeds, because she still wakes up 1 to 2 times a night to feed, I read on my Kindle. So I've been doing like dual reading. So would you call it, like dual reading between 2 books? And I actually don't mind it. I always used to not judge it, but I used to be like, how do people do that? Like I would start one, get addicted and not finish the other one. It's honestly not that bad. So starting off with my physical books, I do have 4 here that I'm going to try read. I did also just pick up Daydream, so I'm excited to get to that. So first up we've got The Naturals. This took me so long to get and I never saw it at any bookstore. I went to Dimox and I seen it and I was like, that's mine. I'm excited to get into this. I love Criminal Minds. If this is like similar vibes to Criminal Minds, I'm gonna eat this up. Next we have Butchered and Blackbird. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I also just recently seen that it's gonna be a movie. So I wanna read it before the movie comes out. I don't wanna be disappointed if that's the case. Once again, it's kind of like a thriller. I think like a thriller. I just know it's like 2 serial killers that fall in love. Something like that. The next up is the novella To Powerless. So we're going to be reading Powerful, and I'm just about to finish Powerless now, and oh my god, it is good. At the moment it's probably like a 3.5 star for me, which is still good, don't get me wrong. So we'll see, but I'm still excited to do this as well. And then last but not least, we have A Wildfire. Now this just looks like a cute book. I love the cover to this. This is just adorable. I have heard so many mixed reviews about this, about it being good, about being not so good. So, and apparently there's no, like little to no spice in this one as compared to Icebreaker. There was a bit. We'll see. If it's cutesy, we're gonna love it. So the next one I'm gonna read on my Kindle is called 13 by Steve Kavanagh. Kavanagh? I think that's how you say it. So this one's about a serial killer that's actually on the jury. So that's going to be quite interesting. Another thriller once again. Then the next one has just come out that I'm going to be reading is called Look What You Made Me Do by Evelyn Austen. This is the 6th book, I believe, in this whole series. It comes from another character's point of view now. The 5th one was such a cliffhanger. I'm excited to get into this to find out why, what happened, how did it get to that. The whole series as a whole, 5 stars, like highly recommend. And then the next one that I'm probably going to be doing a separate video on, I'll do little bits and pieces in here, but the next one I'm going to be reading is the first book to Zodiac Academy. I've just been seeing this everywhere lately, everywhere, and it's time. I'm going to read it. I'm thinking about doing a whole video on reading every single book in Zodiac Academy. Just to make sure I like it, I'm reading the first book on my Kindle, and then who knows, I might buy them in the future. We'll see. And if I do like the first book, then I'll make a vlog about reading all of them, because there's like 9 books or something crazy. So that is my TBR for October. I'm not too sure which one I'm going to pick yet, but we'll see. So to start off my October TBR, like I said, I do dual read. So during the day, I'm going to be starting The Naturals. I'm so excited for this because I've just finished a whole lot of dark romance books and I need that thriller mystery vibe. And then on my Kindle, I can't believe I'm going to do this straight off the bat. is Zodiac Academy. I'm in for a long haul for this. I really hope I like it. I've heard it's like a dark fantasy with fays, wolves, all that jazz. I'm guessing obviously magic, so I'm also excited for this. And I will update you along the way. Let's see how we go. Okay guys, so we are currently halfway with Zodiac Academy and I am absolutely loving it. I'm flying through it. It's a lot of world building, it's a lot to take in, but I'm taking it in. I feel like there's a lot of orders. There's so many different orders. There's like 3 categories in the orders of Fae. There's like plot twists, there's a mystery, there's bully romance, there's kind of banter. It's not really banter though because they don't like each other, but they're getting absolutely bullied so bad. There's like 4 hairs and the 2 twins and the whole school, actually, even the whole school. There is like a mystery person messaging them and I'm like, but so far, when I tell you this is like my favorite fantasy I have read, period, it's getting there. It's starting off as a 4-star. It's got potential to go to a 5, depending how the last 250, no, actually I got less than that, depending how much the other 150 pages are. But this book, I feel like this whole series is going to be a 5-star series. This is the first book that has genuinely made me laugh out loud this whole year. That just says it all. Okay. I'm going to go back. We have finished the first book and I already want to read the second book. This was such a good story. I absolutely loved it. It is one of my top fantasies so far. And there's 9 books, so I'm kind of wondering, is it going to be like a slow-paced fantasy? Maybe there's more to the outside world, outside of the academy, that it's going to go into. But this book here was a 4.5 star. It's probably one of the favorite books that I have read this year, 100%. It's only taken 9 months. I do highly recommend this book. I have no words, honestly. I just can't. It's got me starstruck. So my next one that I didn't end up starting it yet. I know I said I was going to dual read it, but I didn't because I was so stuck in that book. So now I'm going to be starting the Naturals. Nice and short. Hopefully it's easy going. So let's see. I haven't actually shown anything yet, but I started the Naturals. I'm halfway through the book and this book is so fast paced in my personal opinion. The font on the book is pretty good. Like, I feel like it's big, spacious. There's not a whole lot of words on the page, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's just me that thinks that. But because of the font of this, it's like 300 pages. It's so easy to get through this book. And also the chapters are pretty short too, which I absolutely love, because if I see 6 chapters that are like 6 pages long, I'll fly through it. So far though, I do really enjoy this book. It is very YA, but it's also very fun. And I'm just having a great time reading it. It's just so chilled. You've got a bunch of teenagers who are called naturals because they're naturally talented in certain areas and the FBI want them to help them solve cases. They go to like a school where they get taught, but I think there's only 5 of them. There's like 3 girls, 2 boys. One of the boys is, we've found out he's a bit mysterious. So I'm excited to see where this goes. They haven't been on a case yet in real life. They're still learning their cases and we'll see what happens. I feel like there's gonna be a love square. Definitely a love triangle. But I feel like one of the girls is going to get a bit jealous and it might turn into a square. So we have finished The Naturals and I absolutely loved this book. This is such a great, like, fast-paced thriller mystery. It is so fun. It's so easy. I had no idea who the murderer was. So in this book, there's like one active case that they are allowed to do essentially, and that's because it involves the main character. And I had no idea who the murderer was, like who the serial killer was. And if I was to go read it again now, I reckon it would be obvious. It gets you questioning things, you know. The ending was so good. I literally went out and brought the rest of the series. I didn't just buy the second one. I brought two. I brought like 2, 3, and 4. Oh, it was so good. I ended up rating this book 4 stars, and I highly recommend, if you love Criminal Minds, if you love mystery, thriller, like cold cases, trying to catch serial killers. They are teenagers, but there's a little bit of like a love triangle going on. Oh, it's just so good. Just go read it. So the next book I decided to start reading is A Wildfire. I have already started this. This book is so cute. If you didn't know, or if you have read Icebreaker, this book follows Russ, and Russ is so sweet. I loved Russ in the first one too. Like, he's so real in what he does, what he thinks. Like, his problems, like, it's like an everyday feeling for a lot of people. Like, he thinks he's always stuffing up and he's not worth it, and he's always got to try to please people because of his parents, more so his dad, and he doesn't want to like burden other people. And he meets this girl Aurora, and like, he doesn't want to disappoint her, he doesn't want to screw up, and he starts questioning like if they should be together, or like, is she gonna like him, does she like him? And pretty much they go to like a summer camp. The summer camp is called Honey Acres, and Aurora actually went there regularly as a kid. Russ has never been there. It's his first time. He didn't know she was going to be there. They met the night before and literally had a one-night stand. They pretty much like really liked each other, but they didn't realize that the other person liked each other, and they just left it. So the next day they get to Honey Acres and he sees her and he's like, what the actual heck are you doing here? So they were both very surprised. And at this summer camp, you can't go fraternizing with all the other counselors. But so you can't go fraternizing, you can't drink alcohol, you can't do like all this stuff. And they're there for 10 weeks. So Aurora and Russ are pretty much googly eyeing each other the whole time, and they start talking, they start getting close, and they're pretty much trying not to act on their feelings towards each other, because Russ really needs this job. Aurora doesn't want to make him lose the job by breaking the rules. And it's just so cute, and the things that he says, the way they look at each other, the things they do, it gives you butterflies, it gives them butterflies. I just love it. And it takes me like Maple Hills. I honestly forgot how much I liked Maple Hills. Like, Maple Hills, oh my god, it is, I just love the characters, I love the banter, I love the sassiness. Like, Aurora is very sassy and very set in her. She doesn't think before she speaks, she just acts and she just says things out loud. But so far, like, I feel like this could be potentially a 5-star book. I've got about 100 pages left, and at this stage I'm thinking it's a 5-star book, at least minimum 4.5 star. I gave Icebreaker a 5-star, and this can come pretty close too. I also just want to say while I'm here, before I get back into Wildfire, I have officially downloaded Fable. Now, you've probably seen Fable everywhere. A lot of people have started using it. It's a new thing popped up. No, this is not sponsored. But I just want to say, for someone that uses Goodreads and Storygraph, Goodreads is, I pretty much use it kind of like a Facebook page, just as an update to see where everyone's at, track my books. But I also use Storygraph because I like the graphs that it shows you. So I have now got a Fable and I absolutely love Fable. I love how it shows like a reader summary. It shows your authors in a graph. It even has a calendar. This is my favorite part. If you track your reads, you can select your current reading. And if, like, for example, here, I have 3 books I'm reading. You can select the book you're currently reading and track it. And when you track it, it pops up into this little calendar and it shows you what book you read on what day. And it's just so cute. I love it so much. And even like the finished book graph, like how it's got your months and the books that you can see visually in those months. It's just a very visual app and I love it. If you have Fable, feel free to add me. I will add you back. I would love to connect with people on there. If you don't have Fable, go check it out. If you use Storygraph, check it out. It's pretty amazing so far. Love it. So we have finished Wildfire, and this book was super cutesy, super cringy. It wasn't that cringy. It was cringy like if you witness this in real life, that it's cringy. And it was just, I feel like they were kind of made for each other, like the universe wanted them to be together, which Aurora did state that at the end. 4.5 stars. It almost was a 5, but the epilogue at the end was like 9 years later, but it was kind of bittersweet because it gave an insight on like Nate and Stazzy having kids. I'm pretty sure it said Henry had a baby, which Daydream's just come out not long ago, so it's a bit of like a spoiler for Henry, for Daydream, but you know, I still loved it. It was Russ, I could relate to Russ so much with about his parents, where like I feel like what he was saying was so relatable. The things he was saying about how he felt towards his dad, I feel that towards one of my parents. And it kind of just felt real. I don't know how many people would relate to that. A lot of people probably think it is cringy. A lot of people said that there was like no spice in this compared to Icebreaker, but trust me, there is spice in it. Not as much as Icebreaker, but there is spice. It's not like 1 or 2 scenes, there's multiple. And overall, it was a fun book. I'd say probably for me, this was like a medium pace. I think I read it in like 3 days, 4 days. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Thanks for being here, watching along. Let me know if there's anything that you would like me to do in the future, any ideas, suggestions, anything, comment. I will drop my Goodreads and my Fable users in the description for you. Go ahead, follow along. I would love to communicate with you guys over there and just see what you are up to, what you're reading, what you love, what you hate, all of it. And I will see you guys in the next video.